Well. Here we go. In this pot is something that I love, and I think you'll love it too. It is a whole bunch of love inside of here. That's right, a nice big old pot of bratwurst soup. Mmm, the smell, the taste, heaven. That's right, look at it. A nice hearty soup. Now, I grew up a large part of my life in Germany, and I fell in love with the bratwurst, knockwurst, and schnitzels, Jäger schnitzels, and all that stuff. And so today I needed to make me something that reminded me of being in Germany, and it's in this pot right here. It's deliciousness. It's home, so to speak. And it's so simple and it's so easy to make this that I had to share it with you. And it doesn't cost a lot of money to make a big pot. Now, this big pot will probably make about 7 or 8 servings, depending on how big of the bowl is. That's right. And this pot that I have right here that you see me playing with, it is a Silga Technica, and that's Silga Technica. And a lot of people ask me about my cookware, and so this is what I'm using today in this video. It's gorgeous, it's heavy, and if you like a nice sturdy Italian cookware to have, then this is it. All right, so let me go over here and get everything started so we can get this party going. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so we're going to be using some good old German bratwurst sausages, and I have 8 of them, and I bought them at my local grocery store, and they were about $1 a piece, so that's a pretty good deal. And then I'm also going to be using 1 bag of baby carrots. That's right, already peeled and ready to go, and 1 yellow onion. We're going to be using almost the whole onion on this one. And we're going to be using 4 celery sticks. That's right. I'm not a big fan of celery because it doesn't have much flavor, but it looks good, definitely, and it adds a great texture. And we're going to be using a 5-pound bag of potatoes. And we're going to be using 2 boxes of chicken broth. That's right, 2 of them. All right, so next step is we're going to be putting this bag of carrots in a bowl because everything is going to go in a bowl so we can saute it. We're going to chop up these stalks of celery, and I'm making it pretty fast so that way you guys don't have to watch me do all this cutting. And we're going to be chopping up this onion into small slices, small pieces. That's right. So that way they don't, fill up the whole spoon with big chunks of onion. And we're going to be chopping up these potatoes with the skin on, and you can chop them up in whatever size you want. I'm pretty much going to be quartering these up and cut it in half and then do slices that way. And out of a 5-pound bag, I have 5 potatoes left. You can use the whole bag if you want to use a lot more potatoes. But in this case, we're just using almost the whole bag. And I'm going to put them in a strainer so that way I can rinse these babies off and get the dirt off of them. All right, now it's time to take the meat out of the bratwurst. So we're just going to slice it, and then we're just going to pop that meat out of it. And then after that, we're going to sit it to the side because we will be using this in just a few minutes when it's time to get this soup put together. All right, so I'm going to go through this real quick, get all 8 of these sausages out of their casing and sit them to the side. And then after that, we're going to put the vegetables in the pot. I'm using some olive oil with some black garlic in it to give it that extra flavor. You can add garlic to your dish as well. All right, and now we're going to put all the vegetables in the pot. And we're going to steam it, kind of saute it a little bit, not too hard to where it's super tender because it will get tender as it cooks with the broth. All right, now we have the vegetables in there and it looks just like this. And it's time to let them cook for just a little bit, probably for about 15 minutes. And we're just going to make sure we mix it up real good because we don't want anything sticking to the bottom of the pot. And by the way, your pot should not be super hot. It should be on a medium heat. Then we're going to put the lid on, and like I said, we're going to wait 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes later, we're going to sit this lid on the side. I love these pots. If you're wondering what pot this is a Silga Technica. All right, now it is time to put the bratwurst meat in there, and you're going to just break it up into little chunks. You can make them big or small chunks, but mine's, it looks just like this. Nice, big, juicy chunks. And after that, I'm going to go wash my hands real quick, and then we're going to stir the pot. That's right. Make sure everything is mixed in really, really good so all those flavors can marry up and make a beautiful, beautiful soup. All right, and it's been about 15 minutes later, and it is time to add the broth. That's right, we're gonna add both boxes of chicken broth to this so it can give it that nice flavor, that nice smooth flavor, not overwhelming. It's just gonna be a really, really good tasting soup. And you don't have to do any salt and pepper or any seasonings. Then after that, we're gonna be adding those potatoes. They're nice and clean and rinsed off. That's right. And after we add the potatoes, it is going to be time to add 4 cups of water. Mix it up really, really good. And then after that, we're going to put the lid on this baby and we're going to let it cook up for about an hour until the potatoes are all done. And it's going to boil down some and it's going to start to look like this. You see, look at that. Nice, hearty bratwurst soup. All those potatoes and everything. And it looks like it's done. The potatoes are done. Everything else is done. And it is time to make a delicious bowl of this tasty bratwurst soup. You can call it a stew too, but usually stews have a different technique of cooking. Soups is something that's cooked in a broth, and a stew is something that's kind of simmered and it gets nice and thick. But look at this. This has the nice chunks of bratwurst in it. It has the nice chunks of potatoes in it. And it has these beautiful little carrots and celery in it. And it looks and smells delicious. And it's an easy thing to make. It doesn't take a lot of work to do it. And I'm quite sure you'll love it and the family will love it. And I'm going in for a bite. This is delicious. Look at it. It is a beautiful, nice bowl of soup. All right, y'all, it's your turn to go make some.